My name is Dr. John Hayes. I am a family and addiction medicine physician, and I work here at Prevea Health. The reason why I like being a family physician is I get to meet 20 different people in a given day. I get to learn their stories, and I get to help them live happier lives. You know, I get to help inspire them to make changes in their lives and make little suggestions to matter in their lives. My niche, the areas of expertise that I really enjoy, is caring for people with complex chronic diseases. I'm also an addiction medicine physician, so I work with patients with substance use disorders, opioid use disorder, alcohol use disorder. Good healthcare is more than just giving pills to people and giving them lectures about what to eat. Good healthcare is about helping people meet their goals, about helping inspire them, inspiring people to change their lives for the better, whether that's through healthier eating or through exercise or for getting drug treatment or getting pregnant, whatever it is, we can help. And that's what I like about family medicine, is that there is no really limit to the scope of practice. We provide truly comprehensive care.